Realistically, let's talk about how much screen time you have. If you're anything like me, you usually spend a healthy 2 to 4 hours a day bending your neck down and altering your spinal anatomy forever. And you know, sometimes you have a bad day and that number jumps up to like 6 hours and sometimes like 10 hours. That's totally normal, right? We don't live in a dystopia or anything. Point is though, last week was an especially bad week for me where I averaged a screen time of 6 hours and 1 minute every day. I could have used that time to get into shape, learn a new skill, or God forbid, finally clean my fucking room, but no, this is a problem. And here's what I'm gonna do about it. In an attempt to realize just how much time I wasted on my phone last week, I'm going to be spending an equal amount of time locked in a room. I am not allowed to sleep. I am not allowed to eat. I will just be alone with my thoughts. I think I just finished the intro to this video. Isn't that meta? It's like I'm writing the intro and recording the intro for the... I am very lonely. To start my journey, I went to get some stuff from Walmart to set up the room. I got a clock, a notebook, and earplugs. I would be spending 40 hours in this box, so it was important that I set it up with professionalism and utmost care. I made a mess. Alright, I got my setup here. This phone is going to be catching the time lapse of the clock and me sitting down. Nope, I dropped my earplugs, which will be going in my face. I have 4 blankets here to keep me warm because it gets damn cold in here. Speaking of which, I need my hoodie. 2 pencils and a notebook, 2 bottles of water. And as of right now, the time is 5:11. I can read clocks. Before we begin day 1, let's go over some ground rules. 1. I am not allowed to get up and walk around. I can only stand up in place if I really need to stretch. 2. I can go to the washroom once every 2 hours as long as I actually need to piss. No fake pissing or shitting in this household. 3. I must have earplugs in my face at all times until the time is over. And lastly, 4. The only thing I can do for entertainment is write in this notebook. Also, quick disclaimer, I have a disgusting amount of footage of me just going insane, so I'm cutting it down and using about like 3% of what I actually captured. I can still prove the legitimacy of the challenge with the time lapses that I'll put at the end of each day, but no matter how long the days may feel to you, I promise it was way worse than you think. Good? All right, let's start. Day 1 began, and within 2 minutes, my brain just could not handle the boredom, and I was acting like a fucking child. Stickers? This notebook has stickers, a bunch of different shapes. I'm too entertained by this. I need to get rid of this. Away. Standing up has never felt so fucking good. That went on for about an hour, and when I finally had to use the bathroom, I cannot describe to you how happy I was. I feel it coming. Piss number 1. That was one of the best pisses of my life. And like I do after most pisses, I felt a strong sense of dread and impending doom. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I know clocks. I think I've gotten dumber since I entered this room. So to pass the time, I set a new goal for myself. Let's see how long I can stare at this phone for. And I stared at it all the way to the end. But in any case, that's the end of that. Earplugs out. Oh my god, I can hear myself. And this clock is so fucking loud, wow. Day 1 was not all too bad in comparison to the straight up torment I endured throughout the next few days. Especially if you compare it to day 2. It was so much fucking worse. Today's the biggest roadblock out of all 7 days. I'll be in here till past 10 p.m. That's fucking jolly. Got my setup for day 2. It's the exact same fucking thing, but with a lot more water. Oh, yeah, also, I forgot to mention something. I had 2 final exams coming up in the span of 3 days. There was one on day 3 and one on day 5. It's no biggie, it's just that, both of them are worth 60% of my grade altogether. And I was going to use that week to study. So funny story. I have a 6-hour final exam tomorrow. You know, I'd much rather be studying right now. Good news is I have another one on Thursday. Yay. After that, I had a couple moments of brilliant humor. What's another name for a chicken? A cock. So, I don't know if you know this, but being alone with your thoughts for so long makes you very present, and for someone like me who is always distracted, it made me feel some emotions that I've not felt in a long time, you know, things like cognitive meltdowns and existential dread. On a real note, I'm really, I guess I'm ashamed to show you these next few clips, so just respond to them lightly. Also, I'm really sick. That's why my voice sounds like this. I'm gonna stop the camera and then I'll start it again when I recoup my morale. Like it. Yes, I am crying. I don't know, I just had a thought. But then I was thinking, like, when's the last time that I was actually present before this? It was, I think, the first snowfall of 2021, and me and 3 of my friends just stuck our heads out the window and just watched the snow fall to the ground. You know, that seems like a pretty important moment to have, but it's kind of hard to take it seriously when you consider what I did next. Starting from this page here, I'm gonna see how many times I can write the word Among Us. The answer is 14 full pages in 5 hours. I felt as if the day would never end. I was hungry, I wanted to sleep, I was tired of hearing my own muffled voice, but eventually, the day ended. 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. Turn this shit off. And this was the second hardest day. The hardest day was on day 6. For now though, it was the morning of day 3, and that meant that I had my final. I was like a caged bird for so long, I was just thrilled to be out of the house for any reason. Take a look at that. Is that not what we're all fucking here for? Is that not it? I'm gonna be frank with you guys, I am actually so excited to do this test. Do you guys have any idea how much mental anguish I have to go through to be excited to do fucking math? To play with fucking numbers? Alright, so I just wrote a test for 5 hours, and it was the most eventful shit that's happened to me all week. So now I'm gonna be going home and spending an equal amount of time in the closet. 5 hours and 21 minutes. I'm in here for another 5 hours. I hate everything. Day 5 just began at 4:18, and I'm in here till 9:39. I think I just gotta buckle in and embrace the silence today. Ready? On day 3, I used the notebook as a crutch one more time and did some stupid shit with it. I just spent like the past 2 hours doing this, and now it smells like graphite in here. And that's really everything noteworthy that happened on day 3. There was like 45 minutes of footage, but everything else is just sort of me yapping about God knows what. I'm just working on polishing up this monologue that I memorized. Because you blew me so full of hot air that I could never stand taking orders from anyone, and that's whose fault it is. Before I knew it, it was the end of day 3. Oh my god, that clock is so loud. Today wasn't so bad. It was not bad at all, actually. But if I'm not struggling, then that's sort of missing the point of this whole thing. And since it was so easy, I decided to give myself a very interesting handicap for the rest of the challenge. No notebook for today, about 4 hours. On day 4 without the notebook, the loneliness really began to sink in. I just want to hear someone's voice other than my own. Never thought I'd say that. I actually talked to someone this morning, it was so nice. But then they dropped this bomb on me, they're like, hey, you're acting really weird today. Have you forgotten how to interact with people? And then I was like, have you ever wondered if you could put 200 bees in a Ziploc bag? The rest of it was the huge, you know, mental anguish, imminent despair, neurological collapse. I want Denny's. I feel like a Siamese cat with a serious catnip problem. He's had too much nip for the day, and he's somehow having withdrawal symptoms at the same time. I'm a cat, meow. Not every man is as stable as I am. I've developed a cowlick. The only other noteworthy thing I did was flip off the ceiling for an hour straight because of how bright the light was, and that just about sums up day 4. Done. On the morning of day 5, I had another final. You know, I did pretty well on the first one. Can't say the same about this one. I can't say that was my best academic performance ever, but you know what I can say? That I am deliberately jeopardizing my future for the sake of this challenge. I don't know what the hell I was doing on day 5, and honestly, I don't remember
most of it. So I'm just gonna give you some scattered clips of me talking out of my ass.
This is what I imagine it feels like to be a widowed billionaire. I think I've memorized all the different smells that my body can make. I just don't understand the appeal of frogs. Looks like I bled profusely all over it. My greatest source of entertainment these past few days has been talking to you. And so I think I have way too much footage for what I'm filming.
But otherwise, that's literally all of day 5. The next day was the hardest day of them all, and it's not even close.
You know, I was really considering not doing this today, which is why I started at like 6:20.
Now, I don't know what day 6 was all about. I had just been sitting in the room for so long, and only now did I start to ask myself,
What am I sitting in this room for?
and only now was I wondering,
Why do I want Denny's so bad?
and only now did I reach my breaking point.
I know what you're thinking, baby need a little cry. You know what, yeah, sometimes baby do need a little cry. Sometimes baby need a little wah wah. It's really hard to be funny while you're crying. I know it's not the longest day, but I just, I miss my friends. Oh god, here it comes. This can't be good for my health. Bling, 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 bling.
So I did what I had to do. I ended the challenge. 16 hours early.
Well, that's the end of that.
And that was okay, because I knew exactly what I was going to do on day 7. I went out with my friends to dinner, because...
I've been craving Denny's this entire time.
And to Denny's I went. I got a sirloin steak and ate some good food with good friends who I had dearly missed. If you ever wonder to yourself if you should do this, don't, because I'll tell you everything I learned. Should you spend 40 hours in a box? No. Should you spend 40 hours on your phone? Well, certainly not. But you should spend the rest of your lifetime drinking in the moments that matter. The ones you may regret having so few of. And this is all for a reason. When you're engaging with the things that you love, you are in a place of the purest form of experience. You are in a place that will never betray you. Seek out those moments and make the most of them, because that's what we're here for. You live to experience. Even those moments of loss, even those moments of anguish, even when you think everyone has turned their backs on you. Love everything and experience the things you love, because those things are you. You are everything. Oh, what the fuck?